Hello, I'm Super Duper Gamer, and today I'm playing Rising 5 Runes of Astros. This was created by Holy Grail Games. It's a cooperative game for 1 to 5 players. So a long time ago on Astros, Akeem trapped some terrible monsters behind a rune seal. But now the seal is broken and the monsters are terrorizing the planet. So they're sending in the Rising 5 to reseal the gate and make the area safe again. Now the major mechanic in this game is one that you might be familiar with if you've ever played the classic game, Mastermind. Now Mastermind was a 2-player game where one player created a unique combination of colored pegs. The other player takes a random guess at it, and then the first player reveals to them how many pegs they have the right color in the right spot, and how many pegs are the right color in the wrong spot. But they don't tell them which pegs are which. So then the second player has to then refine their guess using that new information, and the process continues like that until they figure out the code, or they have a certain limited number of guesses before they fail. So I'll be playing this game solo. Now how does that work in a solo game? It's based on secret information. You can't play that solo with an app. So the computer will have the secret code, I'll have to guess at it, and then the app will give me the information about how many I have in the right spot, how many are the right color in the wrong spot, and how many don't belong there at all. So let's play. Before we jump into the game, let's take a look at everything we've got on the table. So here's our character deck. This is where we'll be drawing our hands from. And here are the astrological signs. We'll be using those to mark certain things about the runes when we get information about the runes and whether or not they belong in our unique seal. Here we've got relic and artifact decks. Those are going to be rewards for killing the bosses or raiding an artifact cache. Now out on the board we've got 3 different regions, 1, 2, and 3. And basically 1 starts easier, 2 and 3 get harder. Each region has 2 locations, and you can go to the location by going into these ovals next to the cards you see revealed. All the revealed cards right now are specifically these starting cards. So here we've got one that's just as easy as a region 1 card. However, when we dig into this region 3 deck, it'll have more difficult cards come out. So our heroes can travel into these different locations. They can encounter these monsters or raid an artifact cache or use these helpers to gain extra information. I really wish I could show you the retail version of the game. I have the collector's edition, so it came with these minis. The retail version actually comes with standees. However, my collector's edition did not come with the standees. If it did, I would be using them for this video. Here is where we'll put our rune seal when we make our guesses as to what we think is the right combo. And here's where we need to put our silk cubes. As we defeat the monsters, we'll gain these silk cubes, and we actually need to fill the altar with 4 silk cubes before we can make a guess at the secret combination. There's one more thing we need to play this game that I haven't shown you yet, and that is the Rising 5 app. So this app does by default ask to use your camera in order to take a picture of the sequence of runes you put out. However, if you have trouble getting that to work, you can also get it to just input manually what your combination is. So to get the game started, you just throw out any 4 random runes in any order, and then you take a picture of it with the app, and then the app will create the secret sequence for you. There we go. So we've loaded that combo into the app. It's creating our problem now. What it does is it assigns one of these astrological signs to each of the runes. So when it gives us, it's going to tell us that the spider and the werewolf are 2 runes that are the right rune but in the wrong position. And then the gorilla and the scissor guy are 2 runes that shouldn't be out there at all. However, we don't know which is which. So we're going to say, we got the gorilla and the scissor guy. They're not supposed to be out there. Then we got the spider and the werewolf. They're out there, but they're in the wrong position. But we don't know which one's the spider and the werewolf, so we need to figure out. What's going on. So we'll do that by sending our heroes out. Okay, so in a solo game, your hand size is 6. So I'm going to draw 6 of these character cards for my hand. And in the solo game only, I'm also going to draw a separate hand of 6 to be used as helper cards. That's because in the normal game, it's a cooperative game, and so your friends can help you. However, when you're playing solo, you don't have any friends, so you need a separate helper hand to help yourself. Okay. So the first thing you do when you take a turn is you pick which hero you'd like to use. I'm going to start off by using Echo. Now I've got 3 cards here with Echo on them, so I can use 1, 2, or 3 of these cards to take 1, 2, or 3 actions with Echo. So I'd like to take 2 actions with Echo, so I just choose and discard 2 Echo cards. Now before you take your actions, you can do his special ability. Echo's special ability is that he can move another hero to any location. So he's going to go ahead and move Hal to the location that he's planning on going to, which is right here. And then Echo will take his actions. First action is going to be move to a location, and then second action will be encounter the location. This is not an enemy, this is a helper, and it's got this little blue hex with a question mark on it. That is the sign in the game for get a hint. So he's going to activate this helper, and then he gets to use a hint. So you open your app, and you press the hex with the question mark, and it says, which rune do you want to know the astrological sign of? So I'm going to pick one that's out here. Let's say the blue one. It doesn't really matter at this point because I don't have any information. The blue one is the scissor guy. So we know the scissor guy does not belong out there, so we can use our little markers down here to say the blue one is for sure the scissor guy, and it is just the outline, which means he does not belong out there. So we need to get him out of there. Okay, and then that's the end of my action phase. I did 2 actions, so I discard these 2 Echo cards that I used, and then I can redraw. And I have to draw at least 1 card, but I can draw up to my hand size, which is 6, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to draw all the way up to 6. Alright, and at the end of my turn, I also get to refill this location. Alright, so now it's an artifact cache. I'm going to use Hal, and I'm going to take 2 actions with Hal. Alright, the first action will be, or before I do his actions, I'm going to use his special ability, and it's to copy the special ability of another hero at your location, which is Echo, and we already went over what his ability was. So we're going to use Echo's, we're going to have Hal use Echo's ability to move Nova to a location. Okay, and then Hal has 2 actions. He's going to use one to move, and then the second one to encounter this enemy. So he has to roll the battle die here. It's a 2, okay. Now there's nothing less than there's a 1, a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. But there's also the eclipse sun. Now if you get that, oh, this is supposed to start here. If you get that, it lowers this, and if this gets all the way down here, you lose. The other way to lose is to run through the whole character deck. All right, but he rolled a 2. 2 beats 1. In fact, you only have to tie it to win, but he beat it. Okay, and then so that's the 1 here means the strength of the monster was a 1. You have to roll a 1 or higher in order to beat it. And then here's the reward. You get 1 silk cube. So we're going to take the silk cube and put it out on the altar. All right, and that completes Hal's turn. So we're going to discard these 2 Hal cards we used, and then redraw back up to our hand size and refill this location that we just cleared. Now we have to pick another hero, or the same one, it doesn't matter. We just have to play some cards to choose a hero, to just choose to do actions with one of our heroes. I'm going to say, we got all these Echo cards, so let's go ahead and do Echo. He's going to do 3 actions. Alright, and then he can move someone somewhere. Yeah, let's do that, just to save someone some trouble later. Let's put Eli out here, and so whenever we activate her, she can just encounter that helper. So 3 actions. First one's going to be raid this artifact cache. So this gets discarded, and then we draw an artifact. Here we've got a ring with 2 suns on it. That'll raise the sun 2 on that eclipse track over there. That's really good because, like I said, if that gets all the way down to a full eclipse, we've lost. So the artifact, when you have it, it just gets put off to the side, and it's available to the whole group to use whenever you want. It doesn't take an action to use it. Anyone can decide to use it. It's open to the group. So he's got 2 more actions. He's going to move, how about here, and then he's going to encounter this monster. So he does have to roll, okay, good. We didn't get an eclipse. Alright, so we beat him. He only had 1, and we get another silk cube out on the altar. Alright, end of my turn. I have to discard these 3 Echo cards that I just used and redraw at least 1, but up to my hand size. Oh, there's a red solar sun card. So when you draw that, you stop drawing immediately. That stays on top of the deck, and then the next player goes. Notice I have 2 more over here. That's because the game comes with 5, and you can put 3, 4, or 5 in the deck to increase the difficulty. I only put 3 in there. So now I'm the next player, so I just go again. Before that, we have to refill this space, and we have to refill this space. Alright, yeah, so I'm going to have Eli take 1 action. So she's just going to use this helper. She gets a silk cube or a sun. She's going to use the sun, and now that's the end of our turn. So we discard that Eli card, and then we do the red solar flare. So we count the number of red solar flares, or red solar eclipses. Now every monster card has either 1 or 2 solar eclipses pictured on it like that. It's 1 if it's a monster, or 2 if it's a boss. Every location, or every region, has 1 boss in it. And every boss has 2 eclipses on it. All right, so we count 1, 2, 3. There's 3 eclipses visible on the board, so we drop the sun 1, 2, 3 levels. And then this gets discarded, and then we can draw it to our hand size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we refill the location and play our next turn. So now we're going to have Oracle go. Oracle's special ability, he's only going to do 1 action because I only have 1 Oracle card. His special ability is to swap runes, either up here or out here. So that's the only way to adjust what you're actually using to seal the gate up here. So we're going to swap out that blue rune because we know it's wrong. Okay, and we're going to try to get something else up there and see if, okay, we're going to throw the yellow rune up there. See if the yellow rune is in the secret combination. And then he still has to do his 1 action, so he's just going to move to a location. Okay, discard our Oracle card, redraw it to our hand size. Now we're going to play with, how about Eli? We'll do 1 action with Eli. And okay, her special ability is to raise the sun by 1 level. We'll do that for sure. And then we're just going to encounter this monster currently at our location. So, it's a level 3. Oh. So it's kind of harder to beat. So we're going to go ahead and use an Eli card of our helper hand, and that'll give us a +1 on our roll. So we roll a 3, 3 + 1 is 4. So we didn't need the helper to beat it, but it was still good to have there. And then here, I'll show you the difference between this. The helper card that we encountered earlier was a silk cube or a sun, which is what that slash means. Here, there's no slash, so we get a silk cube and a sun. So we're going to place another silk cube on the altar, only 1 more before we can attempt to seal the gate, and raise that sun by 1 level. Redraw or discard our Eli and the Eli out of our helper hand, redraw it to our hand size, and then we can redraw also a card into our helper hand if we wish. And now refill this location that just emptied. Okay, there's a boss. So see, the boss has 2 eclipses on it, and it has a relic reward, as well as a hint reward. But it's got a much higher HP, or strength. It's got 5 strength. Let's activate Nova. We'll do 2 actions with Nova. Okay, her special is to roll for a monster, and so she just gets to roll for a monster. Let's say this one. He's got 2, so if you roll 2 or higher, he's dead. If we roll anything else, it's ignored, including if we roll an eclipse, nothing bad happens. But it's a 2, so we kill him, and we get the reward, which is a silk cube. Okay, and now she's got 2 actions available, because I declared at the beginning of my turn I was going to do 2 actions. So she's going to raid this artifact cache. And then for her second action, she's going to attempt to seal the gate. So in order to do that, you have to go onto your app, you have to mark that you've got all 4 of these silk cubes, pull down, and then it asks for a picture of your runes. Oh wait, we've got the snake in the right spot. You know what, the snake wasn't even a sign it gave us before, so now we know the snake has to be yellow because it's the only new rune out there. So the snake's in the right spot, the werewolf and the spider are still in the wrong spot, and the gorilla shouldn't even be out there. So we're going to put the snake on the gold side and say that it's the yellow one. We know for certain that the yellow one's in the right spot. Let's see, can we figure out what any of the other ones are? So we got red, orange, and green out there, still in the same spots they were, and still giving the same results they were. So no, I don't think we can figure out any information about the other ones. So we need more hints, or we need the oracle to move more runes around out there. Okay, so let's discard these Nova cards. She did her 2 actions, right? One was raid the artifact cache, and one was attempt to seal the gate. Refill my hand. I have to draw at least 1. I'm going to go ahead and draw 2. Draw all the way up to my hand size. And let's refill this location. Now that's a 4. That's not a boss. It's because in Region 3 the monsters are harder. And there's supposed to be something here. Yeah, because Nova killed that too with her special ability. Alright, so now moving on, we're going to take a new turn. We're going to do Echo, and he's going to use his special to move somebody other than himself. He's going to move Nova over here, because I want Nova to try to kill that boss, because I'm looking at my helper hand and there's a lot of Novas over there, so that'll give her a good boost. And so now still Echo has 1 action to use, so he's just going to use it to raid the artifact cache he's currently sitting at. Ooh, that's a good one. That lets you re-roll the battle die. Alright, so that sits over here. Remember, that's available to the whole group whenever they want to use it. Alright, that's end of turn, so I'll redraw up to my hand size and then refill that location. Now I'm going to go ahead and do what I was planning on doing. So I'm going to have Nova take a single action, and before she does those, she has to use her ability, and she gets to attack one monster. So she's going to target, how about this one, because it's only level 1. Got it. So easy kill, but that does provide a silk cube on the altar, so totally worth it. And then she takes her action. So her action is going to be to encounter the monster at her current location, which is that boss. Now we want to get rid of it because it's got 2 eclipses on it, and so if we flip a red eclipse out of the deck, that's going to lower the sun track much faster, and we don't want that to happen because that's how you lose the game. All right, and so she needs some help. She's teaming up. She's got a friendly unit at her location, so that's gonna give her a +1 boost. And that's all you can get from team up. Even if there was 2 people over here, it's still just +1. But you can get as much help from your helpers as you want over here. So she's gonna get +3 over here, +1 from team up. So she's automatically rolling at least a 1, so she's gonna kill it as long as she doesn't roll an eclipse. 1 + 3 + 1 is 5. So she's got it. She killed the boss. All right, so that's worth a hint and a relic. Now the relic, you get a specific relic. You don't have to draw randomly. You get the sword. And you can see here what the sword does. Well, you can't really tell. But what it is it's an auto kill on a strength 1, 2, 3, or 4 monster. And that's the same way as the artifacts work. That's just going to sit over here, and it's available to anyone to use whenever they want. Okay, discard all the cards we use. So that's the 1 out of our hand and the 3 Nova cards out of the helper's hand. And then redraw at least 1, and as much as you want up to your hand size. We're going to go ahead and redraw everything. And then refill these locations that we just cleared. And don't forget that boss, in addition to the relic, also gave us a hint. So we're going to pull this up and we're going to look for a hint. Now we know that 2 of these are right in the wrong location, and 1 of them shouldn't be out there at all. And we need to start figuring that out. So let's try the red rune and see what it says. That's the spider. Alright, the spider is right but in the wrong location. So we're going to mark that over here so we don't forget. So we need Oracle to switch it. We need the red one to stay out there, but we need it to move to a different spot, and not the yellow, and not over here on the right, because we know the yellow is exactly where it needs to go. But we don't have any. Oh, we do have an Oracle, so we're going to use Oracle. Yeah, he's going to take an action, and it's going to be to swap 2 runes, and he's going to swap the red and the orange. And maybe that put the orange one in the right spot too, or maybe the orange one shouldn't even be out there. We don't know yet. And now he's got 1 action to do, and that's going to be to encounter this helper at his current location, and he's going to get a silk cube from it. Okay, refill our hand, refill the location. It's an artifact cache. Alright, I really just want to attempt to seal the gate again so we can get an answer to whether the red one's in the right spot now. So we need to collect some silk cubes. It looks like, oh, this one's offering 2. So if we could get some guys over there to do that, that would be great. But it's, it's a 4 strength monster. So let's see what we got. We got a lot of Echo helpers, but there's no Echo over here. We got 2 Hal helpers. So yeah, let's go ahead and try that. We'll do 2 actions with Hal. We can't use his special ability because there's no friendly units at his location, but we'll use 1 action to move here, and then another to encounter the monster. And then we're going to get +2 over here. So we've only got +2 to our roll. We could still fail, but it's a good chance. 4 + 2 is 6. Yeah, we beat it. All right, so we get 2 silk cubes from that. Oh, I should have done a 3rd action. Then I could have gone straight into attempting to seal the gate, but we didn't know it was going to be successful. Discard all the cards we used. Refill our hand. Gonna refill our helper hand also. Okay, and all the locations have something now. Alright, so now we have a full altar, so we can attempt to seal the gate. We're gonna do, how about 2 actions with Eli. Alright, for the first action, we're gonna attempt to seal the gate. So we take our app, we mark that we've got all 4 of these cubes, and then we pull down and we take a picture. Let's see what we get. The snake and the spider are right now. The spider was the red one, we already knew that. So now the red one is in the right spot. The werewolf is still in the wrong spot, and the gorilla still shouldn't be there. So does that help us figure out which one's the werewolf and which one's the gorilla? If this was the werewolf, it was in the wrong spot here, and it's still in the wrong spot here, and then this one would be the gorilla, and it shouldn't be there. Okay, if this one was the werewolf, it was in the wrong spot before, and it's in the wrong spot now, and this was the gorilla, and it still shouldn't be there. So no, I think it could still be either orange or green. We still don't know. But we know the werewolf and the gorilla are the orange and the green. We don't know which is which. We know we need to switch them to find out. So let's attempt to do that. All right, so we discard our 2 Eli cards. Oh, no, wait. We still have to do our second action. That was only our first action. All right, Eli gets a second action now, and it's going to be to encounter the monster at our current location. And we're going to use an Eli from our helper. So now we get +1 from the helper, +1 from team up. So we're at +2 for our roll. Don't forget, before you do your actions, you can do your power, but since I already did her first action, it's too late now to do her power. 1. Okay, good thing we did that helper, because now we've got 1 + 2 is 3. We just barely defeated this, but we do get a silk cube and a sun from it. Okay, discard the 3 cards we used that turn. Refill our hand. 1, 2. Oh! Stop drawing immediately as soon as you see that red eclipse. And now the next turn goes. So we're gonna do howl, right? No, we need echo, but we don't have any echoes over here. We can still, yeah, we can refresh this location. Oh, that's good. Yeah, so I'm gonna have Eli take one action from Eli, and it's gonna be to encounter this helper, and she's gonna use the helper to get a cube or a sun. She's gonna use it. Oh wait. Before she takes her action, she's going to do her special power to raise the sun up 1. Alright, and now she's going to do this. Obviously, she's taking the silk cube since the sun is all the way up. And now it's the end of her turn, so she redraws. So we discard, or no, so now we execute the solar sun. Now we execute the solar eclipse, which is going to count all the suns out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and it drops the sun by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now we can draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we redraw our helper hand also, which is missing 1. Refill the location, and now we move on to our next turn. You know what? I'm gonna do a single action with Oracle, and I'm gonna use his ability to swap 2 runes. It's gonna be the orange and the green. And then before I take my action, I'm going to use this relic to auto-kill a strength 1, 2, 3, or 4 monster. I'm going to do it on this guy, which gives me 2 silk cubes, which fills the altar. So now I'm going to use my single action to attempt to seal the gate. So we have to tell the app that we've got the altar filled, pull down, and take a picture of our runes. It looks like I've got it at the right spot. It says that it has problems with shadows. That's why I try not to. Alright, we're just gonna input it manually. Let's see how this goes. Green, orange, red, yellow. Oh, there we go. Okay, everything's right except the gorilla. Oh boy. I think that we still don't know. We still don't know if the green one or the orange one is the gorilla. Okay, we know the werewolf is right. I should have known that was going to happen. Actually, right? That had to happen. I think there was, yeah, there was nothing else that could have happened there. Oh boy. I gotta think more before I do stuff like that. Alright, discard our Oracle card, redraw, refill the location. Oh, what a waste. So what I need is a hint. How do I get a hint? So we'll have Hal take 2 actions. He can't use his ability, it's going to be move and then encounter. He's going to roll for it. He gets a 3, that kills the spider. That gives us a silk cube, and Discard these 2 Howl cards, redraw. Really, I'm just trying to go through this region here to see if I can get... Nope. Alright, I'm going to have Oracles over there with the Artifact Cache. Alright, he's going to take a turn. He gets to swap 2 things. Should I just go for it? I mean... I know it's got to be light blue or pink. And I know it's got to be green or orange. Alright, whatever. I'm going to swap orange with the light blue. So if we don't get a hint, that'll at least it'll give us more information next time we attempt to seal the gate. I'm going to raid the Artifact Cache with my single action. That gets me this, which is worth 2 Silk Cubes. You know, I'm actually going to go ahead and just use that right now because I really want to skip forward to where we attempt to seal the gate again. Alright, discard my Oracle, redraw, refill the location. That's a boss. Oh, that boss gives a hint. That would be helpful. But we only need 1 more Silk Cube, so I'm just going to have... Oh, I don't have a Howl. I could do 2 Oracles, but that seems like a waste. Oh, here we go. Nova will do it. Yeah, Nova's going to take 1 action. What's her special? Attempt to roll against a... Okay, so she's going to roll against the spider. 1, she doesn't get it. Now her single action is going to be to if I encounter this monster, she gets +1 for team up. The helper hand doesn't have any Nova cards, so she only gets +1. 1 + 1 is 2, not good enough. We're going to use our artifact to re-roll. 1 + 1 is 2, not good enough. Alright, so she failed, so the sun goes down 1. Oh, that's getting dangerously close. Let's use this artifact we have to raise it by 2. And we discard this Nova card, we redraw. Alright, now we've got 3 Eli and 3 Oracle. So let's have Eli... I don't have any Eli in my helper hand either. Alright, let's have Eli do 1. Or no, 2 actions. Her first action... Or let's use her thing first, raise the sun 1. Oh yeah, remember to do that. Alright, Eli's got +1 for team up. So yeah, this time she killed it. And she gets a Silk Cube and a sun. Fills the altar, raises the sun, and for her second action, she's going to attempt to seal the gate. Show it our relics. Okay, we got the picture this time. There it is! We won, what a lucky guess. We could have, I mean I swapped out the orange one, but it could have been the green that needed swapped out, and I swapped it out for the light blue, but it could have been the pink that needed swapped in. So that was pretty lucky. We did it. That's SDG Plays Rising 5 Runes of Astros. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this game with me. This is a pretty fun game. My favorite thing about this game is what attracted me to it initially, and that is the art. Beautiful art. I love good art in games, and this game has it. It doesn't have enough of it, but what it does have is really good looking. And the whole layout, the board is so well designed. I love seeing it on my table. Honestly, I love the minis. I'm sorry, those only come in the collector's edition. The standees aren't that bad. And also, if you buy the retail game, you're going to get it for a lot cheaper than what I paid for this collector's edition anyway. So don't feel too bad about it. Gameplay-wise, it's okay. I do really appreciate getting to play Mastermind solo. Because I really loved that game as a kid. It turns out, it's not that interesting. It is, but once I've played the game 4, 5, 6 times, it starts to get a little boring, a little monotonous. It feels like, you know, there's nothing new. I'd say replayability on this game is pretty low. You saw that there's 3 regions. Each region has a boss. It's going to be the same boss in each region every time you play. And the same boss in the same region is going to give you the same relic as a reward every time. There's only 3 relics in the game, and each one is tied to a specific boss. There's only 4 artifacts in the game, and there's 4 artifact caches. Every game, you're going to go through up to 4 artifact caches and get up to the same 4 artifacts. I just wish there was a little more variety. And they could fix that with an expansion. I don't think they ever will. The 6 starting cards are going to be the same 6 starting cards every time you play the game. And there's only 7 more cards in each region's deck. It's going to be the same 7 cards every time you play the game. There's no random setup. There's no, you know, randomly draw 4 artifact cards from the deck of 12 artifact cards. No. It's going to be the same game every time you play. So I think they easily could have made the game a lot better just by adding a few artifacts, adding a few relics, adding a few monsters, making the bosses different, making the bosses randomized in setup. I think that would have been really easy for them to do, and I think they missed an opportunity with that. This is a 6. It's not a bad game. I will be playing it again. I enjoy seeing it on my table. It offers some fun or challenge with just trying to figure out that mastermind style goal to actually seal the gate. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time.